Hey, thanks everyone for coming. Very excited. I am Gaurav. I'm the founder and CEO of RagaAI. We are into helping enterprises build and scale agentic applications, right? So much happened this week. Google I/O, Microsoft, Anthropic Cloud for the best coding agent in the world, as they claim it. Exciting times. As RagaAI, we have been focusing on different customers, verticals, but healthcare is becoming very important, and agentic AI is going to change healthcare as we see it. So we are going to talk, today we have a panel of experts focusing on healthcare, and we're going to talk all about healthcare and agentic AI. Before we start, I would love to invite Vivek. Vivek is the CEO of FalconX, to be renamed, and thanks for your sponsorship, as always, for offering this space and other support. Thanks, Monica, for all the help. Yeah.
All right, how many of you are like founders of startups here? Wow, majority of you, right? So before I talk about, actually you can play the video. Even I don't know what the video actually contains, but go ahead. All right. I think it doesn't have a lot of substance in there, so let me just talk about it. A quick introduction about me. I have been an entrepreneur for most of my life, and built a few companies along the way. And one of the realization was the journey of a founder. It's always been, lonely. You need a lot of support. You need a lot of, money, customers, operations. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Very exciting. Right? Now, one of the realization was that there is no community that is truly supporting the founders, providing them with all the access to not just material things like co-working space or event space or a venture fund, right? But there is no single space, a closed ecosystem, a community where the founders can get access to all these things. It's important. But more importantly, a community where they can interact, learn, and grow, and thereby accelerate the journey. So you've got Y Combinators, you've got a bunch of accelerators, incubators, and if you want to pigeonhole and say what FalconX is, you can call it all of the above. But what we truly are is a community, a founder-first community that provides, it's a membership-based community, where you get to be a part of this, and as a member, you have access to various events, various activities, meeting rooms, co-working space, but most importantly, a community. We started in 2018, and now we are kind of expanding, and we're starting out in Palo Alto next door, which is a 15,000 square feet facility with a lounge where people can come in, hang out, and also serious stuff. Upstairs is this two-story thing. So that's what I wanted to briefly tell you about. It's starting in July 17th. Would love for you guys to become members and learn more about it. This is early access. It is so early that the name itself or rebranding itself happened just a short while back. So when you were looking at the video, it was saying coming soon. But the name of we are renaming FalconX as we're calling it the deck. So you can think of it as the launch deck. How many of you guys kind of like the name? No reaction? Okay. Last event we had people vote for it. So you can think of it like the venture deck, the launch deck, the pitch deck, but basically a deck from which you get access to all of it. So looking forward for all of you becoming members, and thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot, Vivek. Really appreciate all your support. This is our 4th event in VC Nest, and thanks for all your support. All right, so show of hands. Who all are working on agents or are going to work on agents? All right, I think going actually raised too many hands. All right, yeah, no, I think in the tech world specifically, right, I think there is hardly anyone who is not getting associated with agents, right? So we have an amazing panel. I'm gonna introduce the panel just in a bit. I'm gonna just introduce some of the exciting work we are doing at RagaAI. And it will set the context for healthcare agents or agentic AI in healthcare. And from there, we're just going to have a very exciting panel discussion. All right. So what does RagaAI do? So we are the leading platform to help enterprises build, scale reliable agents. Today, agents are everywhere. We are working with customers, of course, in healthcare, some of the largest healthcare companies, and we'll talk about some use cases around it. Venki, he's right there. He's our Chief Product Officer. He's going to talk about some exciting use cases where healthcare enterprises are putting agents to automate their end-to-end processes. Very exciting. We have customers in HR who are planning to build 100 plus agents this year. We have customers in aerospace, industrial, retail, right? So everyone is just getting very excited about agents and the capabilities and the ROI they're bringing. At the same time, they're cautious that the scalability and reliability should be managed well. That's exactly where we come in, making sure that the agents are not only working properly, they're working reliably, right? All of us have seen instances of ChatGPT giving wrong answers. That's exactly where the concern is. And in healthcare, right, we are working with, as I said, customers from across the board in healthcare, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of potential use cases which are ready for agentic adoption. Right? All aspect of patient journey, right, I mentioned in no specific order, each of them have hundreds of use cases where agents are going to become change the way the things are done today, right? All the way when you start to set up appointment, get to see a doctor, get tests done, reports done, prescriptions, how the insurance are paid, all aspects. There are aspects where agents are already becoming important. This is a very simple use case, a little bit more technical, but this is a patient concierge where a patient is asking, hey, I have this symptom, what should I do? Right? Very straightforward use case. Obviously, this is not something we have done with any customer. This is something that we have envisioned using literature. Then there are a multi-agent system here, right, which is breaking down the problem into different parts, starting from understanding what potential symptoms could be. Based on that, finding the right doctor, getting the scheduling done, right, as a first step. So this multi-agent system has multiple agents and a supervisory agents which are working in tandem, right, to ensure that the task that is done, right, in a manner which is reliable and can be scaled for a large number of patients or customers. And that's where we have broken down the problem into few parts, right? Starting with build, making sure that the best technologies are used to build the right agents, and then before they are deployed, they are evaluated well. They are evaluated from all different dimensions, and after they are running in production, ensuring that they are observed real time to avoid any errors. And we have been doing this over and over across industries, and healthcare is becoming a key focus area for us. So basically, just double clicking on that, right? Anyone starts with building an agent using some of the existing platforms like LangGraph, CrewAI, AutoGen. There are more and more coming, right? Every week we hear of some new platforms. And the next, before you deploy, the next important step is evaluation. Hey, is my agent hallucinating, right? If yes, I should measure it and make sure that we are able to fix any issues. The next step is deployment and management of those agents or multi-agent systems, which is a non-trivial problem to solve today, right? If I have 5 agents working together, how do I ensure that they're working in a very cohesive manner and not failing because of some conditions? That's exactly where the deploy and manage come. And then the monitor part where we are scaling and right, it's running, and we want to make sure during runtime it's not failing, right? If I'm asking a question from the example I gave in the previous slide, it's not giving me a wrong answer for my symptoms that I've asked. And that's where potential problems can come, right? This is a multi-agent system where I'm asking a question and there might be significant potential failures that can happen, right? At every step, right? Be it the time I'm asking a question or the time I'm fetching information at various steps, right? And the time it is giving an answer, right? And that's where exactly where we come in as a step two. Step one is being able to help build the agent. Step two is to be able to make sure it's working properly, right? And there are several steps, right, which we use to ensure that it is working properly, starting from evaluation to A/B testing and iterating it to improve at all different steps. And healthcare specific, right? Healthcare is the use cases in healthcare are very specific to some of the things that specific requirements are. And there are very specific metrics that we have built specifically for those use cases, right? For example, we have something called diagnostic accuracy for scans. If there's an AI or agentic AI, which is trying to understand from X-ray, MRI scans, what are some of the things that we are observing in those scans, right? So we want to make sure that the accuracy of those outputs are correct. They are not biased, right? They are meeting the requirements that is supposed to be done for that particular use case. And then in runtime, we have guardrails which are looking at the answer and making sure that they are not failing while it is being executed. So extremely important as well. With that, I would request Venki to talk about some of the real examples we have been working with customers, some of the leading healthcare customers on how we are building, deploying, and scaling agents for them reliably. Yeah, Venki, please.
Yeah, hey everybody. I think the mic is so loud, I have to go over the box. I apologize to you guys. I'll try to speak away so it's not as bad. So I'm actually, I'm not going to talk about specific use cases like what Gaurav said. I'm going to talk about learnings that I've had, building these agents. So hopefully that will help, and happy to address any questions there are. So we built a bunch of agents. Like we started with, assignment. So when somebody comes in and says, I want to do this job, or radiology, or X-ray, who do you assign it to? So how do you optimize that right assignment, where the correctly trained person is getting the right job, if you will. SLAs are met, patients are happy. That's one of the agents. Then another one is about escalation. And this assignment is actually applicable to order assignment. It's applicable to people assignment, resource assignment. It's applicable to multiple other kind of areas, if you will. Escalation is okay if that doesn't happen. If whoever assigned to did not do the job, what do you do? How do you escalate it? Quality management, like now the person or the order has completed. Was it delivered with quality? So that's another agent that we have built. And then some technical ones which are very interesting is around integrating with partners, integrating with tools. How do you manage APIs, if you will? And then federated collaboration between any two. How do you keep the certification live and current with them? So these are some of the examples, the agents that we have built. But we started the journey of agent building with hey, we'll build a platform. We will create the low-code, no-code ability to actually create these agents. And every day, somebody is launching a new low-code, no-code option. So should we be creating it? Google is way bigger than us. Azure is way bigger than us. So I think the answer is no. I don't think it's a good idea for us to go into the business of, hey, let me go create a platform that does low-code, no-code, etc. So we learned pretty quickly that our job is to actually be able to use this well, but productization is still a possibility. So what is that productization? It's integrations. It's actually optimizing, creating models as specific for the use case that we are dealing with. So that's where we are investing our time on. So that's lesson number one, right? Like said, not reinventing the wheel, if you will. Utilizing what has already been invented, what people have invested so many dollars on, but kind of adopting it. But these are very generic in nature. How do you verticalize it? How do you integrate? How do you get the right data? When somebody comes and says, I want to build an order management agent, I know for a fact who do I integrate it? What kind of order management system? What do I optimize for? So that's like number one. Then number two is, so this is like another lesson learned as we build, right? Observability and traceability are absolutely important. Like everything that agents do must be recorded. So it actually gives you a huge advantage, right? Auditability becomes very easy. Everything is audited. Like I used to run audits for my company or help run audits. It was the most irritating time. They will come and ask the questions. The idea of proof was so difficult. But with Agentic, it's so easy. Everything is audited, right? So it's incredible. But when you apply it actually to work, auditability is not the important thing. The job has to be done. So as an example, we had a use case where the model was giving the highest accuracy, but latency was 30 seconds. And we decided that we should tell the client that, hey, latency is 30 seconds. Client is pissed because our product should be solving the problem. Our product should not be saying it's 30 seconds. So we had to go figure out why it's 30 seconds, part one. But then how do we fix the 30 seconds? How do I continue to do the prompt optimization? How do I test and fine tune which models? So it's a combination of service and product, I would say. Detection was a product problem, but fixing it was both the product and service problem. So that's the second lesson. It's not about like our product is great, but we had stopped short of actually telling what the problem was. So we fixed that. We expanded the product. Now everybody will know like why the error happened and what should be done. So that was a big second lesson. Okay. The third is time to market is the key, right? Why are we doing this? Why are we building these agents? Why do you think we can actually do? So it's time to market is what we are after, right? If you want to do, but time to market, I think to build agent is very easy now. It's one of the easiest things I think. I mean, you just pick up and you build. But in order to make it work is the hard problem, right? So that's where we are focusing on. We are building, we are building templatized way of doing things, templatized way of integration. Metrics are built into our agents, if you will. So when you come with Raga, we will actually have a starter kit of specific workflow with specific metrics that need to be optimized. That's where we are investing our time on. And last is frameworks. Frameworks are key to success, whether it's agents, whether it's platform. So basically it's about framing the problem, we kind of at least I am guilty of that. I've been guilty of that, and I always every day in the morning I will tell myself, don't do that. We get excited about what we are building, not about what we are solving. So we get like, oh my God, let me go build this. Like this is the best thing in the world. So for me, as we get into the agents, like a realization, I mean, product management 101, I'm a product manager, is solving the customer problem is what you're trying to focus on. So what happens, that's what we are building into our agents is, first let's start with what you're trying to optimize for. It's not about selling a particular technical capability. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to share. Happy to chat with these experiences if you want. You have a question already? Okay.
Towards the end, sorry. Towards the end.
We'll do that later, yeah, sorry. All right. Thanks everybody, appreciate it.